player is what he's been described as. And here we go. The game has started.
Game has started. It's King's Pawn opening. Hans copies with his King's Pawn as well. And which variation is Ivanchuk going to use here? The Italian game is maybe the most topical right now, but he goes for the Roy Lopez, the Spanish opening. And Hans really wants to go solid. He does not want to lose this game, Hans, of course, for the standings. So he plays the Berlin defense. And no endgame. We've seen some quick draws in the Berlin defense, but none of that. Of course, Ivanchuk wants to fight. And the game takes a slower turn right now. So normally here, black castles his king. That's the typical move. Ivanchuk just trying to keep as many pawns on the board as possible. Ivanchuk, he's got a bunch of choices here. I like the opening choice though.
He's played e4, e5 positions, these type of structures for so many years. You might think that experience will help him. Hans plays lots of different openings. His decision to go solid is understandable, and luckily all the pieces are on the board still, and all the pawns. So it's really just heating up at the moment. Yeah. And Ivanka, do we have? I don't know if we have many games.
We have
many games. But I say
many games in the database.
Thousands.
Yeah, I would say so. There's like nine pages at least. And I can see Magnus Carlsen is the headliner. And he played many big games in this particular variation. And after this night move, well, top person who's played it is actually Vasyl Ivanchuk in 2015 against Alexander Grishuk.
I must say, up until this last night move from the black side, I'd had that position from against Magnus, against Caruana, against Anand, against Svidler, against just too many players.
You played some good players.
Yeah, I won't talk about the results in those clashes. They didn't go too well for me from the black side of that position, but this white knight move is just a flexible move order. Okay, white does decide to castle. I think white's knight move was kind of aimed towards preventing black from breaking out in the center immediately, so Hans instead shaking his head there, maybe slightly disappointed by his choice of move there, but he is asking a question of white's light squared bishop. White's light squared bishop could just take this knight. It does feel like maybe Hans has got his move order mixed up, because normally you choose a different pawn move first, you push a pawn in the center for black. Now we're actually going to transpose into a known variation, but black has wasted a move with his a pawn. Normally white kind of willingly takes this knight a bit earlier in the opening, and okay, I'm expecting the black central pawn to take this bishop.
It's strange to play a move and shake your head immediately, because it's like it's a mistake. So it's like, okay, it happens that you get your move order mixed up, and the little tempo losses can be very important now. And this seems like a typical plan that's been played here, but that little pawn move, I don't know, could bite Hans in the bottom.
Yeah, but I think I've had this exact position, except with black's a pawn back one square, and it was black to move, and in that position, of course.
like, you know, your opponent plays super quickly and for some reason you get carried away and you match the pace. And this is where mistakes happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite rare also for Chucky to get outplayed, you know, because he's so experienced, but he has been matching, as you say, Hans' speed, and that's not really like Chucky, you know. He needed to use that time a bit better, I think, to you know, work out the problems in the middle game. I'm not really sure where he's gone wrong. I say that. It's been such a beautiful game that I don't know where, there's no one mistake, and that's what makes the win even more impressive, that it's just been, you know, when you can't identify a mistake, it's smooth, yeah, very smooth. Kind of thing that Magnus Carlsen would very often do to his opponents, you know. Where did your opponent go wrong? No blunders, but you win.
Didn't Magnus say that was his favourite type of victory?
Yeah.
The kind where the opponent's like,
He did.
I did everything I could.
Yeah.
Still I lost.
What did I do wrong? Yeah. And maybe it's just those two bishops just came to life, right? It's the Berlin. I'm going to have to start playing. Did I just say I'm going to have to start playing the Berlin? It's got the reputation as being one of the most boring openings where the queens come off and you grind away. But it's a blooming good opening, the Berlin, isn't it, David? I mean, Angela, have you? No, you're Caro woman.
Yeah.
Super Caro woman.
I remember the Berlin from the World Championship match in 2016 though, and that was, well, I don't know if entertaining is the word, but it was tense.
Yeah, and famously 2000, this is when Kramnik used it, and this is when it became popular against Garry Kasparov to become world champion, and I had a job then. I was £10 an hour showing people to those chairs in the stadium.
It's quite good.
£10 an hour was great in 2000, yeah, I was rolling in it. And I could watch the chess after I showed them to the chairs. Brilliant.
Fantastic,
And then they started playing the Berlin, I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I could probably be anywhere else.
It's a good way to frustrate white, just to make them, it feels like banging your head against the wall trying to break the Berlin. And I've had many kind of games when I've had black and my opponents have just got frustrated, overpressed. And it's a good counter-attacking opening. And, okay, Hans meanwhile pushing pawns. Really nice move for retreating his rook, offering a rook trade.
That's brilliant, because now his dark square bishop is allowed to come in. You know, he's breaking the pin. And has Chucky resigned? Chucky has just resigned.
17 minutes, a smile, and he looks a little bit surprised actually, Hans Niemann.